Hey guys, VideoJames, and today we're going to be doing a Seviper video. Now, Seviper is actually one of the Pokemon that I used to love as a kid when I was watching the actual Pokemon anime. Yes, I actually did watch the old Pokemon anime. I think the earliest back that I saw was the, I want to say Hoenn, but I don't think, no, Hoenn did come first. Was back in the Hoenn part of the series, where Ash had the Grovyle and the Tropius and all that. Or no, he didn't have a Tropius. Did he? I don't know. I'm rambling now. Anyway, we're going to be looking at how to use Seviper, and Seviper was actually one of my favorite Pokemon when I was little, and he actually still is one of the cooler Pokemon in my opinion today, but he has gotten a lot of nerfs since Platinum, Heart Gold, and Soul Silver. And that kind of diminishes his usability a small bit. Not a lot, but it does kind of get some sets out of the range of actual usability. And I do actually really like Seviper Shiny. Seviper Shiny is actually one of the cooler ones. Like, he's got that little red up on his face, and he's got purple fangs and a purple blade on the tail rather than red. And he's just got red on his front of his side, like a red lightning bolt or something, like Harry Potter crap. Anyway, when we look at Seviper, pure poison type, meaning we do really only get that weakness to Psychic and Ground, but we do get that super effectiveness on Grass. Grass, I think Psychic is actually affected by Poison as well. Grass, Psychic, and Fairy, but we are getting completely resisted by Steel. That Steel isn't going to be hurt by us at all. And we are resisted by Fighting, Poison, and Bug, as well as, we resist Fairy, Fighting, Poison, and Bug. I was looking at it and I was thinking, oh, that's the ones we are resisted by, not resisting to. But anyway, we see Seviper's abilities. We've got Shed Skin every turn at the end of the turn. We've got a third of a chance to lose any status condition we got, so that's good. So, like, if you're running a Resto set, which we actually will see some usability of Resto later on in the video, then Shed Skin gives you a third of a chance to actually get rid of the rest at the end of the turn, meaning you won't really need a Resto Chesto all the time, because you could have a possibility of Resto without Chesto. And then we also have Infiltrator. The protections and stat boosts caused by Substitute, Light Screen, Reflect, and all that are actually ignored by Seviper. So you can get around stuff like Substitute, you can get around stuff like Infiltrator. You can get around stuff like Light Screen and Reflect and all that, and you can actually just get around a lot actually with Seviper. So then we see his stats. Actually pretty impressive for Seviper, I had to say. That when I looked at Seviper earlier, I didn't actually expect it to have this good a stat build. But again, this isn't really like, I want to say, this isn't really like Uber tier, but this is like probably RU tier. That this would probably be a set of stats that you would only really see in RU or NU. But that's kind of something that I feel is not really worth it. I feel like Seviper should be brought back, because it does actually have a lot more usability than people are passing it off as. So when we look at its stats, we see we got 73 in the HP, nice little bit of tank there, 60 in each defense, okay, there goes our tank, 65 in the speed, and then 100 in both attacks. So we see Seviper's got a good balance of double stats, that we've got 102 things and 60 in 2 things. And then moving on to his actual movesets, we see that we've got a Focus Sash Speedy I just said Gliscor? What the frick is wrong with me? A Focus Sash Speedy Seviper. That we see we've got maxed out HP and maxed out speed with the Timid Nature. And then we've got Glare, Sludge Wave, Giga Drain, and Final Gambit, as well as Shed Skin. So this is kind of just, again, speed out a little bit of stuff that we're hitting 251 speed, so we're not going to really outspeed a lot. But if we do manage to survive a hit and then get Glare off, then we can actually be faster than stuff like Noivern. That stuff that's as fast as a Noivern will actually be slower than we will, because even with max speed investment, anything with 123 speed is going to be slower than Seviper after one Glare. Well, almost slower. It'll be, like, rounded, I think, up to where we'll be even. But I think Seviper will actually get the edge because it's not paralyzed. And then we see we've got Sludge Wave just for that damage, Giga Drain to kind of get that health back, and to kind of have a little type coverage against ground types. And then just Final Gambit. If you know there's something on the field that you aren't going to really be outsped by, but it has a lot of HP. Well, Seviper has a lot of HP too, so just Final Gambit, and then just get rid of their HP at the same time as getting rid of yours. So it's kind of kamikaze move, that you get rid of yourself and your opponent if they have less than 350 HP, which isn't really often. Again, stuff sweepers like Noivern or Greninja. I keep saying Nightwing because that's what I named mine, Noivern. But stuff like that will actually end up getting taken out by a Final Gambit if you can outspeed them and have full health, which is gonna admittedly be pretty rare. I don't think I've ever seen a Greninja without speed investment, so there's almost 0% chance the Viper will actually outspeed one. And then we see next set is we got a Coil Tanker set, that we've got Coil, Body Slam, Poison Jab, and Sucker Punch. And then we've just got HP, Special Defense, and Defense. And this is kind of where the nerf to Seviper came in, that Sucker Punch was actually taken off of him since Gen 4, and that we haven't really gotten anything useful for it since. So Sucker Punch is kind of a ghost in Seviper's move pool. But we do see that it still gets some usability on some sets, that if you have a simulator, you can actually run Sucker Punch, and you can actually get some good actual use out of it. So that's why I like using Showdown so much, is because you can actually practice with moves that you wouldn't be able to practice with in-game, and it just takes a lot less time to actually test out Pokemon and see what works and what doesn't. So anyway, we see we got leftovers in this set, just for the heal recovery, and then we've got maxed out HP, maxed out special defense in a careful nature, with the rest just thrown into defense. Now Coil actually has the effect of boosting... no, not what I wanted. Coil actually has the effect of boosting our attack, defense, and accuracy by 1. So, since we have maxed out special defense, you're supposed to be maxed out. Why are you not? I swear to God, Showdown, you need to stop. They need to get rid of this glitch, because this is getting seriously annoying. There we go. Import. There we go. But we see that we've got maxed out HP and special defense, giving us our little bit of tank, and then the rest of the EVs just thrown into defense, so that Coil can kind of boost it up, and we'll be hitting where we need to in the range of tankerness almost, that with 156 being our stuff, we'll at least get into the 220-somethings, and then Coil will bring our attack up into the 300s, and actually bring up our accuracy. So Body Slam is there just for the kind of damage plus possible chance of paralysis. That Body Slam works out on a lot of stuff. We saw it worked out on Miltank. I think there's a lot of other Pokemon that actually use Body Slam now. I think Snorlax is a really heavy user of Body Slam. That there have been a lot of times I've seen a Snorlax with Body Slam and been like, crap, I need something that doesn't get paralyzed. And then we see we got Poison Jab just for that damage plus stab plus chance to poison. And then just Sucker Punch for that priority, that your opponent tries to hit you when you're at almost dead HP, and they're at almost dead HP, but you Sucker Punch and get them right back in the face. And while Seviper does have really high HP, that really isn't going to mean much in the terms of tank, so you do want to get at least 1 or 2 coils off so that you can get at least a good, decent amount of tank, and then you'll actually be able to do some decent damage, because you won't really be taking much if they're hitting you with a physical defensive move. But if they are hitting you with special defensive, it could be a bad move. So Seviper kind of goes either way with tank. It just depends on what you're running up against and what you're seeing. But anyway, moving on to the next set, we've got a Coil Citrus Berry set. And this is kind of the same as the last one, except that this one is a maxed out HP and attack with the speed nature, that the last one really only had Coil, Poison Jab, and Body Slam. And that was kind of a paralysis set, instead of an actual attacking set. But this is an actual attacking Seviper set, that we've got Coil, we've got Poison Jab, we've got Night Slash, and we've got Sucker Punch, so you can already see right away there's going to be massive amounts of damage getting hit. And then we see you got a Citrus Berry over there, just for extra health recovery, and then we've got maxed out HP and attack with the Adamant Nature, and the rest of the points just thrown into speed to give us that one possible chance to outspeed something with as low speed as us. So this set's kind of just a more, I want to say, attacker-focused set, The last set was kind of just the same, but it was a little bit tanker. This one is actually just a full attack, do damage, and actually win. So you can run either sets. I personally like running this set a little better, just because you've got Body Slam for that chance of paralysis. But this one does work out well too, just because you got Night Slash. Again, if you don't want Night Slash, you can run Body Slam. Works out as a really good counter. Or you can also run Earthquake. That Seviper actually does get access to Earthquake. And Sucker Punch being on us as a Dark type move, we have that coverage for Psychic types. And then we see the final Seviper set is the Resto Chesto set that I talked about earlier. That we've got Stockpile for that tankiness, that we're boosting our stuff by 0.5, meaning we'll actually get some decent tank from one Stockpile. That will at least get 300 in the defense and 250 something in the special defense. And we've got Shed Skin with the Chesto Berry, as well as Rest, Toxic, and Earthquake. And then we've just got a Careful Nature with the EVs thrown into HP, defense, and then just the less of the 4 thrown into special defense. So this set is kind of just a Resto Chesto set, typical Resto Chesto, almost like Toxapex, but not really, because Toxapex I haven't really seen use Rest. I actually don't think Toxapex can learn Rest at this point. But anyway, this is kind of just tank up, get your health, or tank up with Stockpile, get your defenses up to where you can be a small bit of a tank, Rest to get your health back, Chesto Berry to get the rest away the first time, or Shed Skin in case you don't get lucky with a Chesto. And then Toxic just to poison stuff and wear it down while you're setting up, and Earthquake for the damage. Now, if you don't want Earthquake, you can run Poison Jab, or again, Body Slam. Body Slam works out well. And you can also run Infiltrator sometimes, because Infiltrator sometimes is useful when you see stuff like Driftblim using Substitute, and you see it trying to hide behind a doll. Then you just, oh, Infiltrator, I'm going to Toxic you, so you either have to switch out, or you have to die to the Toxic. And that's kind of a good use for Infiltrator, but it's not really often that that's going to work. That Infiltrator doesn't have that much of a capability of actually working, so Shed Skin is kind of the better bet. But anyway, that's going to be how to use Seviper. Again, one of the Pokemon I like more out of the entire 700 something, or 800, whatever it is now. I think it's actually like 802 or something. But anyway, that's it for this How to Use Seviper video. If there are any Pokemon you guys want to see, let me know down in the comments. I actually am going to do how to use Rapidash in the next video, so look forward to that. And if you did like this How to Use Seviper video, go ahead and slap the like button as always, and I will see you guys later.